Quotients with zeros. Once again, this skill is mostly for students who are doing long division in the traditional way. If you are doing partial quotients, I will show you the same example a little later on, but it's not a skill that you really have to worry about. That's kind of the bonus of doing partial quotients. So sometimes when you have a long division question like this one, you start out normally. For example, how many times does 3 go into 3? We look at the first digit, and the answer is 1. So we put our 1 over top of the 3 in the dividend. Then we multiply 3 times 1, which is 3, and we subtract. 3 minus 3 is 0, and it looks like this. Our next step is to bring down the next digit in the dividend. So I bring down my 2. How many times does 3 go into 2? Well, 3 doesn't go into 2, but you keep going. So how many times does 3 go into 2? 0 times. So you put your 0 up on top of the 2. Now, there's 2 ways you can do this. And the first way is what I want you to do while you're learning this skill. You just keep going through the steps. So you multiply. 3 times 0 is 0. 2 take away 0 is 2. You check 2 is less than 3, so then you bring down the next digit, which is a 7. Once you get good at this and you recognize that you have a 0 up here, you can skip this 0 and just bring down your 7. It doesn't really matter. You keep going. So this perseverance of keep going, this is huge in math. Keep going. How many times does 3 go into 27? It goes in 9 times. We put our 9 above the 7. 3 times 9 is 27. 27 minus 27 is 0. We bring down the next digit because 0 is less than 3, so we've checked. Once again, how many times does 3 go into 1? A lot of people just want to say, well, it's 1, so that's my remainder. Well, we're not done yet. We have to keep going. Answer your question. How many times does 3 go into 1? 0 times. So we put our 0 up here. Now we're done. We put our remainder 1 over 3. This is when you have your zeros in your quotient. Now, a lot of students will just say, well, it's 109, and they forget to put that last 0. Well, fair enough. We all make mistakes, no problem. But then, when you go to check your quotient, let's say I made that mistake, and I'm now going to check my quotient. Well, wait a minute. Even before I do any multiplying, if I round my 109 to 100, 3 times 100 will give me 300, which is way less than 3,000. I'm not even in the right place value. So right there, you should get the idea that, whoops, I've done something wrong. And the only thing you did wrong was you didn't answer your question. How many times does 3 go into 1? 0 times. Okay? So if you tend to make that mistake, you should always be doing a quick and dirty estimate of what your quotient should be. And that helps avoid this error. If you are dividing with partial quotients, once again, you ignore this whole lesson and you just keep going with your partial quotients. See? So how many times does 3 go into 3,271? Well, my first friendly number there is 1,000, so I'm going to choose 1,000. Then, because I know my times tables, I know that 27 is 9, and using the tens trick, I know that 90 times 3 is 270, which leaves me with my remainder. So with partial quotients, there's no difference. This is not a skill that you need to know about with partial quotients if you're doing your partial quotients correctly and using your friendly numbers. Okay?